On today's video, I'm gonna show you how to create a gorgeous spring wreath from your front door using lemons from the dollar store. Keep watching. All right, everyone, so let's get started. The very first thing I'm going to use is going to be this 24-inch round wreath form from Hobby Lobby. I'm also going to use this variety of greenery from Hobby Lobby, and this is one of my favorites. It really is full and it really helps to cover a lot of the perimeter of our wreath form. Then I'm going to use a little bit of boxwood from Walmart. I'm going to use 2 of these stems. These are so affordable. They're just under $1.50, so I'm going to use 2 of these right here. Then for our flowers, I'm going to use these white mums. They're going to be so pretty. And then I'm going to use some of this came from Walmart, by the way. Then I'm going to use some of these really pretty roses from the dollar store, and I'm only going to use a stem just to kind of break all of the white apart from it. Then what I'm going to use is this beautiful yellow, really pointy floral, and these you have to really fluff so you really get all the benefit from all the flowers. We're going to make this wreath really large and very full, and it's going to be so much fun. And then our really beautiful focal point is going to be the lemons from the dollar store, you guys. These are 3 to $1. They're made out of foam, and we're gonna put some of these lemons. It's gonna be so pretty. Then I'm gonna use, of course, my wire cutters. I'm gonna use my hot glue gun, and I'm gonna link this down below because if you guys don't have one and if you like to make wreaths, it's really important that you have one. And then also we're gonna use some of the pellet glue that I'm also going to link down below so you guys can check it out. A little bag like this is only about $11 on Amazon, and is really good quality. So let's get started. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut some of these greeneries. You know, if you've been following Ramon at home, you know that I like to cut all of my greeneries at the same time. That way, well, I don't have to pause. And what I like about this bush is because it comes in 3 different sizes, and I like to use the outer edge with a larger one. As you guys can see, as I cut further in, the foliage becomes smaller and smaller, but that's really good to fill in our wreath. And if you haven't seen any wreaths from Ramon at home, if this is your first wreath, if this is the first wreath that you're watching, I'm gonna put a playlist up here right now so you guys can check out all of my favorite wreaths that I have ever done here at Ramon at home. All right, so the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab a wire and I'm gonna cover it with tape, florist tape. I'm gonna grab my wreath and I'm gonna do a hanger just by introducing my wire down like this. Then I'm gonna bend up and I'm gonna twist really tight. Then I'm gonna go ahead and insert my wire going down. And sometimes it can be tricky because it is a whole bunch of bind, but all you have to do is keep pushing till you see that wire. And that's why you have to use an 18 gauge wire, because it really is firm and you have to push it like this through your form. Just make sure that there you go. You go down like this, pull up like this, and then just swirl it around, and that's going to be your wreath hanger for your door, like that. But for the video purposes, I'm gonna go ahead and put it up so you can really see the whole form. All right, so the very first thing I like to do is add some of this greenery, and I just go ahead and dip it on my glue, and then I start adding these greens and go all the way around. And I like to start with a medium size first. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to cover all of the wreath right here with greenery, because, well, that's the way that I learned when they taught me how to do these floral wreaths. We first had to cover as much as we could from the form, and we did that with greenery. And you want to do it with inexpensive greeneries. That way you don't spend a bunch of money, because the greenery is basically just to cover the form, so you don't want to put a lot of your money into your form. So that's why I like to go to Walmart, I like to go to Hobby Lobby and buy these very inexpensive bushes of greenery. And as you can see, you're just trying to cover your whole wreath with this greenery. I cannot wait to read your guys' comments. Leave me a comment down below and let me know how you're doing with this whole thing happening in the world right now. A little fact is that if you guys, I don't know if you guys know, but As a YouTuber, we are not allowed to say the word, or your videos will get taken down, just because the government doesn't want you to misinform people, which I totally understand and totally agree with. So I really want to read your comments on how you're dealing with this times that we're living in. All right, so I'm just covering away our form, and I think I explained this to you guys already. When you cover a wreath form with greenery, you have to do it all clockwise, on a clockwise motion. Think of the clock going around, giving you the time. That's how you have to insert all of your greenery, because basically what a wreath is, think of a garland. When you decorate a garland, back in the days they used to decorate garlands, and to make wreaths they just tie both ends. So if you have a garland decorated, by the time you tie it, it's going to give you that motion on your garland. All right, I'm gonna add all of this greenery. I'm gonna add some of the larger ones like this one, and those larger ones you wanna use them as points. Like I'm gonna add one right here to kind of elongate the shape. You wanna do about 5 points with longer pieces of greenery. Like this one right here. I'm gonna go ahead and add this one down here. And as you guys can see, it's all going on the same side. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add this one right here. Let's see, I think I have another one right here. Thumbs up if you guys are enjoying this wreaths from Ramon at home. I really love floral wreaths more than I like mesh wreaths, because I really do think they look more luxurious. There's nothing wrong with a mesh wreath or any other type of wreaths, but it's just my personal preference. I really do think they just add so much elegance to a door, and it just makes it look more luxurious when you walk up to a door with a beautiful wreath with florals in it. All right, so far so good. I have one more right here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of boxwood. And boxwood is one of my all-time favorite greeneries to play with, especially to cover wreaths. So I have these ones from Walmart, and they were only just under $2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut all of them at once. If you follow this channel, you know I like to cut all of my greeneries and flowers all at once, so that way I don't have to go back and cut again. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut right there and get rid of your pesky tags. But the good thing about the ones from Walmart is that they're so easy. They're made out of paper, so they cut so easily. All right, so I basically just put them all in my hand like this. And I really, like I say, love boxwood because it really helps to cover up some of these mechanics. And look how easy it is. Oh, I love it. I love it. I would actually just cover all this form with boxwood. Boxwood is so representative of spring. And notice that I'm going in a clockwise motion, like this. Now, a lot of you have asked me where I got my stand from. This is actually a funeral stand. You can go to your local florist. They send these to funerals when they send the wreaths, but they can also sell you one. And then the white board is just a piece of cardboard that I got from a box. I just cut out a box, and then I put right here. And at this point, I feel like it's covered enough. I want to have space for my flowers. I think it's looking really good. So far, so good. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna add first these little roses from the dollar store. And once again, I'm gonna cut them all at once, and I'm gonna cut them a little short. And what you wanna do is just go ahead and give them a bend like this, and then dip into your glue and just insert that flower like that, and then move the head of the rose forward. And then you wanna add them in groups of 2s, 3s, 5s, because they make better impact, as you guys can see right here, by being together than if I was just to dot them all over the place. I'd rather have a few spots on my wreath with roses than have them all dotted for better impact. So I'm gonna do 2 right here, like so. Oh, there's a like so. And then I'm gonna add probably another 2 right here, So I'm gonna go ahead and just add right there. And I'm gonna add another one, probably right about here with it. And you can play with the wire. That was a good idea to leave the wire longer, because then you can play with it and then kind of get them to poke out or just stick them further in. Then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring these guys right here, and I'm also gonna cut them a little bit longer, but I'm gonna cut them all at once right here. Now these are from Walmart, and Walmart has a really great selection of florals. I am going to partner with a local store for my Christmas videos coming up. I'm gonna make an announcement about that coming soon. As you guys can see, the stem is pretty long, and like I told you, I'll show you. If I wanted to poke out, all I have to do is let it poke out and then bend, depending on how further out I want it. Or I could also, with this longer stem, like this, I could also poke in. I'll show you probably right here. Then go up and then just keep pushing in. And the more you push in, the more the stem is going to lock into your wreath. I love this flower because it really helps it to fill in on the form. It really depends on how further out or in you want it. Look how gorgeous that is starting to look. It's gonna look so pretty with the yellow and the lemon. I wanted to do lemons because, well, lemons are very popular this time of the year, every year. And so why not show you another way to use them and not just your like typical ways that we're used to seeing it. I wanna show you guys how pretty those can look. Oh, that's looking so pretty. All right, so I'm gonna add one more right here, like that. That one really close. And you also wanna give him dimension. So you wanna push some in and let some of them out. That way you have a lot of dimension. So this one I'm gonna put here. Look at that, how pretty. There's a set of 3, there's a set of 2, there's a set of 2, and I have one left that I think sometimes you have to like push yourself back to see where do you need one. And I feel like I need one right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert one right here to do a set of 3, set of 3, and set of 2. And then we have our sets of 2 roses all throughout our wreath. And then I have some of these Alstroemeria that I've been saving. These also came from Walmart. I made a bouquet. I show you guys how to make a bouquet. These are super short. So what these are going to do, the shorter the stem, I'll show you. The shorter the stem, the further in you can put into the wreath, the more you cover your vase. So these ones I let fly out so they don't cover the form so well. But these ones right here, as you can see, just by pushing them in further, they're helping us to cover that stem, as you can see. And I want this yellow just to be a peekaboo, so I'm gonna do only a few clusters of them. So there's 2, there's 2. I'm gonna do a third one up here on the top, like this. So there's a set of 3, a set of 2, and I'm gonna do a triangle. So I'm gonna do another set of 2 up here. And I, like I told you, absolutely love this Alstroemeria from Walmart. It looks so real. Look at that. And like that. So now I have a set of 3. You know what? I'm gonna do another cluster right here. I'm gonna do a set of 2. Actually, I'm gonna make these 2. I have 2 on the inside. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do one on the outside right here. So now I have a set of 3, a bigger set of 3, and I'm gonna add 2 right here. Just because I have this space that is wide open, and I wanna go ahead and close it with some of these beautiful Alstroemeria. Like that. How pretty is this so far? Thumbs up, you guys. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and grab one of these bundles of flowers, and I'm gonna show you that this guy right here, I'm gonna cut it. Now, a lot of you have asked me for these wire cutters. They do cut like butter. You guys have no idea how good these are. These came from Home Depot. I'm also gonna look it up and link it up for you guys. So if you wanna buy these cutters, look at this. No strain on your wrist. It just cuts so easily any wire, and I love the sound of it. Any crafter out there knows what I'm talking about, this sound. All right, so now that I have these guys right here, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and open them fluff them up like this. I'm gonna go ahead and put a pick on this one so it really hangs on to it. And this one is what's going to really extend my wreath, and it's gonna look so dramatic. Okay, so I'm gonna add one right here. Any longer form, look at that. Oh, so beautiful. Any longer form like this could also be forsythia, a forsythia branch. I know I've seen some beautiful forsythia branches at Hobby Lobby, and they're so affordable. These, unfortunately, I got at a thrift store, but forsythia would do the exact same thing. Then I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna add one more, and look at that. It just spills forward. Oh, it's so beautiful. It spills forward, but the secret here is to really fluff them out. All of these dainty flowers, you wanna fluff out and make them look like they grow out on the wall. And that way it can really spill forward and downward. All right, I'm gonna add one more down here just so you guys can see. Look at this. How gorgeous. And it really extends your wreath from this to this. So this is going to look very substantial on any door. And if you sell those wreaths, then this is what's gonna make it look very, very impressive. And the more impressive it looks, the more expensive you can sell it. So just think about that for a second. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and add, as you guys can see, I'm going in a clock motion. I'm gonna add this guy right here. Look at this. I mean, look at this, how gorgeous. So I have 4. Now I have this guy right here, and I want him to also come forward from the center. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this guy right there. But first I'm gonna bend it a little bit, make it look a little bit more realistic. I'm gonna push this guy right here. Then I'm gonna go from the inside, like that. And I'm gonna do one more here and one more here. And that's gonna give your wreath that 3-dimensional, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. I'm not just saying that, you guys. I'm gonna also put this on the door and show you what it looks like. It's so gorgeous. Ay, ay, ay. I'm gonna have to keep this one. All right, so I'm gonna add this guy right here. Coming forward like this. It didn't go in like this. Look how gorgeous. And I feel like it needs one right here. So I'm gonna grab one more. Once again with our fabulous cutters. So pretty. That's why I always encourage people to go to your local thrift stores and look for florals, because you can really find unique things like this. I bought all of these florals for under $7. All right, so I feel like it needs one right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this guy out here on the outside. As you guys can see, it really is filling in. I'm gonna grab one more and I'm gonna fluff it out. Leave me your comments and let me know what you think about this trick with a longer flower. I'm gonna put this guy right here. Like that. Look at that. Look how big my wreath just became. And I need one right here. You have to let your eye dictate where do you need the next stem. Don't try to really make it look perfect. Just let your eye dictate. And never, 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 ever forget to fluff your stem. All right, so as you guys can see, it's very empty right here. So I'm gonna put this one right here, going up. Look at that, it just filled in. Now I feel like right here also needs something shooting out. So I'm gonna go ahead and put yet another one. So I used 2 of these stems right here, but like I told you, this came from a thrift store for $7. You would never think that was the case. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put this guy right here. There you go. This is absolutely gorgeous. I cannot tell you how much I love it. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I have some of these really pretty fern that I got from Hobby Lobby. I'm just gonna go ahead and add some texture like that. This fern really helps to fill in spots like this right here, and it gives it that garden look to it. I only have a few. I could go out and buy another one, but I'm just gonna go ahead and use these recycle ones. I'm gonna add this one right here on the top. It really helps to cover some of these areas. As you guys can see, you don't need much, like this. The more greenery you put on a wreath, the more natural it looks. So I'm always encouraging people to add all the greeneries like that. Look how that just changes the look of this wreath. I'm gonna add one right there. Perfect. All right, so we've gotten to the point where we are going to add our beautiful and very inexpensive lemons. These are actually from the dollar store and they come through in a pack and they are pretty weighty for their price. I really recommend getting them, even though I've seen lately none of the stores really have them available because, well, it is spring. So basically what you want to do is just dip it into your glue and make sure that you don't have any of those little cobwebs. And then you want to go ahead and just dump it in there and it's gonna stay. I'm gonna do the same with this guy right here. And I want to do clusters of 3s, 2s, and 1s. So I'm gonna go ahead and add one more right here, just so they're more visible. Then I'm gonna add one right here. So basically just dip a little bit of my glue. And I'm gonna go ahead and dump it in here and let it dry. Look how fresh that really makes it look. I think it's looking really cute, but I cannot wait to read your comments. So you know what to do. All right, I'm gonna add probably one right here. And that's what I like about this glue. Now, you guys do need to know is this pellet glue is not just like your hot glue from your gun. This actually has glue in it, where the hot glue gun is all silicone. So this actually has some adhesive in it that melts into the pellets. All right, I'm gonna add probably one here. I'm gonna add a cluster of 2 right here. So I'm gonna add one, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add the second one right around here. And as you guys can see, if you add them together, they really do show. And I have one lump sum right here. I have 2 right here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and add one more here. I have another pack. So for $3, you get 9 little lemons. I'm gonna go ahead and add this guy right around here. And as I said earlier, you have to let your eye dictate. And my eye is telling me that I could probably add one more right here facing down. So I'm gonna add it right there and then just hold it a little bit so your glue really sticks to your greenery. And I have one left, so let me see. I think I'm gonna add it right here. So 9 lemons for this ginormous spring wreath. And look at that, all you have to do is just press it a little bit against the greenery and it really just stays there and it makes it look so fresh. Now at this point, I feel like I'm done. However, I do have a little bit of white lilac that is gonna make it look even a little bit more dainty. So let me get that and I'll be right back with you. All right, so this lilac came from the Walmart store here in my neighborhood. So you know I like to cut them all at once. I'm gonna put them right here. Then I'm gonna cut these guys right here. Lilac is a little bit more of a dainty flower. So basically what I want is like really tuck it in like this to kind of fill in some of those spots, but it really does add that really pretty dainty look to it. And so I'm gonna basically just go ahead and add it right here. Some of it can poke out, some of it can be tucked in. It is really, like I said, up to you and your eye to let you decide where you want it to cover. Like this right here, I feel like it needs some other type of flower. So I'm gonna go ahead and tuck it in like this, all the way in to kind of accent the roses. I'm gonna go ahead and add one right here also. And always remember to go on a clockwise motion. I'm gonna add one right here. As you guys can see, it really does help to cover some of your form. I'm gonna add one right here. You just have to push it all the way in. Look at that, how pretty is that? All right, I'm gonna add one right here, like that. And I feel like it needs one right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and add one right in here. Like that. And one coming down, perhaps the longest one coming down. Like that. And one right here. Like so. All right, well, I'm gonna put this in the door and I wanna show you guys what it looks like. Stay tuned. All right, well, I also love the way it turned out. I love these really pretty flyaways. It is my favorite part, but I cannot wait to read your comments. So leave me a comment down below and let me know what is your favorite thing about this wreath. It's so beautiful. All right, you guys, well, if you haven't seen all of my spring wreaths, I'm gonna link them up right now so you can watch and get some ideas, or you can watch more videos right now. Please consider subscribing, and until next time, bye.